primary open angle glaucoma, and this angle is closed in primary angle closure glaucoma, and with laser we can open this angle, and that's why primary angle closure glaucoma is a preventable disease which can create more morbidity, especially for women, if the angle closure process can be halted in the early stage. Now, gonioscopy is indispensable to the diagnosis and management of all forms of glaucoma. It is an integral part of the eye examination. Now again the diagram is there. Now I come to the second part, glaucoma in women. Now I am going to mention few studies. The Rotterdam study, first one, demonstrated increased risk of primary open angle glaucoma in women with early menopause. Now, women are at higher risk for primary angle closure, likely due to anatomical predisposition. Number 3, female sex was found to be a risk factor in normal tension glaucoma. Number 4, the changes in the level of female sex hormone may influence IOP as well as vascular resistance that might affect the optic nerve head circulation. Now, as women go through cycles of hormonal changes, that this might potentially influence the onset and the course of the disease. Now, angle closure affects women 50% more often than men. Asian and Indian persons have much more angle closure glaucoma. Family members of those with angle closure glaucoma are 10 times more likely to develop it. Now, persons with hyperopia, those who are wearing high plus power, are more likely to get angle closure. So, what are the risk factors? The risk factors are, number 1, female gender, increasing age, Asian and Indian ethnicity, shallow anterior chamber, shorter axial length, and genetic factors. Now, we have done a study in West Bengal. We have seen that is the primary angle closure, primary angle closure glaucoma, and primary angle closure suspect. All are dominated by female. You can see, I mean, from here, 71% or 52% and 75% female are there if you compare it with the male participants. Next is the glaucoma in women estrogen connection. Now, Rotterdam study they have done in 2001, 3,078 participants were there. We have seen that increased risk, odd ratio over 2.6 in women with early menopause compared to later menopause. Those who are having menopause less than 45 years, they are having the more risk of having glaucoma. Again, in Blue Mountain study, 2003 it happened, and 2,072 subjects were studied, and we can see that there are increased risk in women with late menarche, that those who are having it more than 13 years. Now, female sex hormone and glaucoma. There is evidence that female sex hormones might be protective of the optic nerve. It is hypothesized that decreased estrogen exposure is associated with increased risk of primary open angle glaucoma. In addition, it appears that women carry a larger burden of glaucoma blindness due to longevity and disadvantage in socioeconomic issues. Now, using birth control may increase women's glaucoma risk. In California, they have done a study. 3,406 women over 40 who participated in a big national health survey administered by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The women who had taken oral contraceptive for more than 3 years were more than twice likely to be diagnosed with glaucoma. Now, there could be a relationship between eyesight and estrogen. Now, oral contraceptive lowers women's total exposure to estrogen. Now we are going to discuss about who is at risk for glaucoma blindness. The WHO and other reports suggest that the risk for visual impairment is twice as high in women than men in every region of the world. Of all causes of blindness, glaucoma is the second leading cause, accounting for 12% of cases of blindness in the world. In addition to the highest risk, women comprise 2/3 of the world population of visually impaired and blind individuals. Now, potential higher risk for glaucoma blindness in women. Approximately 10% of primary angle closure, open angle glaucoma, and 25% primary angle closure cases are bilaterally blind. And again, I am telling you, primary angle closure is more common in women and more in India. The blindness cases are estimated to be 4.5 million for primary open angle glaucoma, 3.9 million for primary angle closure in 2010, and rising to 5.9 and 5.3 million in 2020 respectively. It appears that women have a higher risk for blindness for all causes worldwide. Now the question, gender and glaucoma. Is there gender difference and or disparity? Women outnumber men in rapid growing aging population. Number 2, in addition, women outnumber men in the total number of cases for glaucoma combined. They represent 60% of all glaucoma cases combined. Number 3, overall women are likely to become visually impaired due to glaucoma. Number 4, there are several factors that could influence this discrepancy. Now question is, what are those factors? Biological and non-biological factors. Now first is the biological factors. Concerning biological factors, women are at risk for primary angle closure. Now female sex hormone provides some protective effect to the optic nerve. After menopause, women may lose, they have lost their protective effect, and therefore the risk for primary open angle glaucoma reaches that of men. Now we come to non-biological factors. What are they? Number 1, concerning non-biological factors, women in some parts of the world have less access to healthcare, and it's very true in India. Number 2, in addition, women were 24% less likely to be treated for glaucoma. First of all, this 24% is the result of United States, not in India. I wonder what would be our scenario if we do a survey here. Number 3, considering all factors, older women are particularly at risk. I would like to add here, those who are above 40, all are at risk. And therefore, attention should be placed to improve the care for this growing group. So what we could conclude, with growing aging population and an increase in cases of glaucoma and glaucoma blindness worldwide, older women are particularly at higher risk of glaucoma and glaucoma blindness. Again, I would like to add here plus 40 plus. Now, furthermore, women carry a larger burden of glaucoma blindness due to longevity and disadvantage in socioeconomic and health issues. Number 3, female sex hormone may be protective against glaucoma. So, what we can do? Increased awareness. This is the last word. Increased awareness and understanding of gender health disparities in glaucoma will lead to better targeting population at risk and better use of available resources to improve care for our glaucoma patients. How we can do that? Number 1, angle closure case detection or opportunistic screening should be performed in all persons 40 years of age and older undergoing an eye examination. Number 2, justification for glaucoma screening is most strongly supported high risk group. So these are my references. Thank you.
Any questions? If you can take some of the questions.
Good morning, I'm Charu Verma. I'm a scientist in this care. My first question is, since you said that the estrogen protects the optic nerve, so what is that mechanism? Because the estrogen level will actually vary throughout the month, right?
Yeah.
And especially during those days. So
Yeah.
what is that mechanism which ensures that even the levels are going down, the body again takes up that mechanism so that my vision is actually not fluctuating with the estrogen level, right?
The optic nerve, they have some kind, because menopause and menarche, that is, if you see there's two studies, the rotatum studies and Blue Mountain studies, they have seen this, if you have early menopause, then primary open angle glaucoma is more in those cases. Perhaps I don't know, they have not done the severity, how it would be. And those who are having late menarche, they are having this. So definitely in menopause, what happens, the after menopause, the estrogen level is less. So could be optic nerve is more, perhaps the, oxygen supply is reduced because of the estrogen thing. Like myocardial infarction are more common in those after menopause, right? Could be some, this either due to more oxygen supply, or it could be due to some extra benefit for this estrogen, right? So, yeah.
Thank you. And the second question is, you said you should start detection, the angular closure detection after the age of 40. What should be the regular frequency after that?
The question is we have glaucoma suspect, early glaucoma, moderate glaucoma, and the severe glaucoma. Now, in every case, if it is early glaucoma or the moderate glaucoma, when if it proved cases of glaucoma, their frequency is different, and those who are glaucoma suspect is different. In glaucoma suspect, definitely is once a year or twice a year, right? For those who are early glaucoma, the things are, more frequent, right?
Thank you so much.
Anyone else?
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Rashmika Singh from NRDC. Ma'am, my question is related to that asked previously, that in case of, in situation of pregnancy, that estrogen level goes wrong. So how body protect itself of getting glaucoma, or what is the probability of getting glaucoma at that time?
Glaucoma definitely during pregnancy, 2-3 things happening, right? Because with the hormonal changes are there. First of the glaucoma is, deteriorating, number one. Number two, medicines what we are taking, right, is a huge change, because placental, it can go to placenta, so we are very careful what medicine we can give with the glaucoma. So, it's better when the patient is having pregnancy and if he or she knows that she is having glaucoma, better to, just discuss with her doctor that I'm having glaucoma and I'm having pregnancy, so how we can just make it more comfortable, right, for herself and for the baby. Secondly, glaucoma and pregnancy, one question is there, normal is the older, is the aging problem, disease for the aging group, right, those who are having 50 plus onwards, because you have seen that Blue Mountain study and Rotterdam study, this is 66 onwards they have taken this. But that is true for their age group. This is a Caucasian study. We don't have a study because glaucoma in our country definitely starts from the, more than, less than 60. But those who are having glaucoma at the childbearing age group, right, that is around, say, 20 to 30, late 30 or up to early 40s, there is a special type of glaucoma that is called juvenile glaucoma. That is really, really very much dangerous, and juvenile glaucoma, though is more common to male patients, but juvenile glaucoma can occur for female patient. So that is why screening and understanding of glaucoma is more important, because normally if you are in the early stage, this 20 plus or 30 plus, even your 40 plus, you really don't think about your having glaucoma unless until you have a severe vision loss. Because when you go to a doctor, they only check your either your power and sometimes your redness or something. They really don't see the optic nerve or your checking of the eye pressure. Frankly speaking, we don't have the facilities for checking eye pressure. We call this a comprehensive eye checkup. It's not available everywhere in this country. So if you are having juvenile glaucoma, even your doctor can miss it, right? So that's why awareness and screening are more important, because if you know that you are having juvenile glaucoma, you can tell your doctor that, look, I'm having juvenile glaucoma and because of my pregnancy, it can deteriorate, so help me. And then your doctor can contact your ophthalmologist that how the case should be managed for you and for the patient and for the baby, right? So the point is, it is not is that basically we have the idea that it's a disease for elderly. That is true also. It's 50 plus people are more vulnerable for glaucoma. But those who are having this glaucoma, early stage, we call it juvenile glaucoma. And really we are going to miss it, right? Because we don't have that facility to check IOP, to check, see the optic nerve. So we are going to miss it at every stage that any patient below 40 or below 30 having glaucoma, because it's a special type of glaucoma, it's a juvenile glaucoma. And this is a childbearing age, right? So you don't know why you are having glaucoma, unless until it's a very late stage. So unless until you are aware, and your ophthalmologist is also aware, that you can develop glaucoma, just if you have the checkup, eye pressure checkup, so then, and then seeing the optic nerve, that look, this patient is juvenile glaucoma, can tell you that when you are going to be pregnant or something like that, in this type of stage, you talk to your doctor, that then the ophthalmologist and your physician will work jointly in collaboration to maintain your eye health and your baby cycle.
I am Neeru Sharma from SK. So far you are blaming only the hormones for the disease, but I want to know the other factor like lifestyles, or maybe whether it can be preventive by taking care of in everyday life. I want to know about that.
The most important is awareness. Because it's a eye pressure, there are 2 or 3 kinds of mechanism, right? Like angle closure. Like here if you are having high plus power, definitely 40 onwards, your doctor, you should tell your doctor that look, I am a high plus power, I have heard that glaucoma is possible in this high plus power. So check my eye pressure, check my angle, like that. It's very, angle closure glaucoma is a preventable disease. A small laser, just a laser, it takes 1 minute, 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
But as you said, the facilities are very less in India.
Facilities is very less, that means in rural population or sometimes in semi-urban area. But definitely in big cities, the facilities are there. Only thing that we are really not aware. Like in a family, if you are having angle closure, there is a 10% chance of your other, siblings, your mother can be glaucomatous. Yeah. So you can, what is the opportunity screen whenever we see a patient, like say about 50 plus, and if we find this angle closure, we always ask, you bring your sister, you bring your daughter, you bring your mother is there, so we can, as a whole, we can have an understanding that how much, because I have 2 or 3 this type of group of patients, 6 or 7 people are blind in the same family. All are having angle closure, right? So, but this awareness, if we don't have, it's very difficult to prevent this disease. Like in diabetes, unless until you have a awareness that diabetic retinopathy could hit me, right? You cannot do anything, because if you go to a very late stage to a doctor, even doctor can't help you, right? So awareness, I think, I'm really grateful to Dr. Pateria that he is giving me the opportunity to speak on glaucoma, because awareness is the most important thing for both of us, for the doctors and also for the patients.
Thank you.
Thank you.